You know, in English, how you ask for something can be just as important as what you're asking for. It's really the key to making a great impression, whether you're at work or just out and about. So let's dive in and figure out how to make your request sound way more natural and professional.
Okay, to kick things off, let's just jump right into a question. Imagine you need to ask a coworker for a little help. Which one of these options sounds more professional to you? So, on one side, you have check this report. I mean, sure, it's direct, but it sounds like a command, doesn't it? A little harsh. Then, on the other side, you have I was wondering if you could check this report. See the difference? They both have the exact same goal, but one is an order, and the other, well, the other is a polite, respectful invitation. And that is the difference we're going to explore today.
All right, first up, let's talk about what I like to call the politeness power duo. We're going to master could you and would you. And trust me, these two phrases are the absolute foundation for pretty much every polite request you'll ever need to make. And you know what the best part is? The grammar is so simple. It's always could you or would you, and then just the basic verb. No weird endings, no ing or ed to worry about, just could you open or would you pass. It's super clean and really easy to remember. So, you might be wondering, what's the real difference between could and would? Well, it's pretty subtle. Could you as kind of asking about someone's ability, like are you physically able to do this? Would you, on the other hand, is more about their willingness. Are you willing to do this? Now, honestly, 99% of the time you can use them interchangeably, but knowing that little difference, that gives you a nice little edge. Okay, so what if someone asks you for something politely? How do you say yes? Well, here are a few great, simple options. They're all friendly and they show that you're happy to help. A quick, of course, or I'd be happy to goes a really long way. All right, you've got the basics down. Now let's level up. It's time for some next level politeness. These are the phrases you're going to pull out when the request is a little bigger or you just need to be extra careful. This phrase right here, would you mind, is incredibly useful. What you're literally asking is, would this bother you if? It immediately shows that you're being considerate, that you're thinking about the other person's time and effort. It's perfect for asking a bigger favor. Now listen up, because this is a crucial grammar rule. After would you mind, the verb that follows must, I mean absolutely must, end in ing. So would you mind closing the door? Would you mind waiting for a minute? This is such a common mistake, so please lock this rule in your brain. And now, for the final level, the professional's choice. This is the one you pull out when you're talking to your boss, a client, or writing a really formal email. It's the most indirect way to ask, which also makes it one of the most polite. And here it is. I was wondering if you could. This phrase just softens the request beautifully. It isn't even a direct question. It's more like you're just thinking out loud. This gives the other person plenty of space to say no without feeling awkward, which makes it the absolute gold standard for professional communication. Okay, so you know how to ask, but what about how to answer? Because there's a really common trap with one of these phrases that confuses, well, pretty much everybody. Let's make sure you know how to avoid it. All right, picture this scenario. Someone asks you, would you mind waiting outside? And you're totally fine with it. You're happy to wait. What's your gut reaction? What do you say? Yes? Sure? Think about it for a second. Okay, be careful here. Your first instinct might actually be wrong. The logical answer in English is a little bit weird. It's counterintuitive. And this is exactly where so many people get tripped up. The correct positive answer, the one that means, yes, I will wait, is actually no. Or even better, no, not at all. So, why on earth is that? Because the question is, do you mind waiting? And your answer is, no, I do not mind. You're agreeing to the request by saying you have no problem with it. And this makes it crystal clear. If you are going to help, you say, no, I don't mind. If you say yes, you're actually saying, yes, I do mind, which means you don't want to help. It's one tiny word that makes a huge difference. Phew, okay, that was a tricky one, right? So now that we've got that all sorted out, let's put everything together with a simple guide to help you choose the right phrase for any situation. This little table breaks it all down. Chatting with a close friend, can you, is totally fine and casual. Out in a shop or a restaurant, stick with could you. It's just generally polite. Asking a stranger for a big favor, would you mind, is your best bet. And in that important meeting with your boss, I was wondering if you could. Shows that perfect level of respect.
At the end of the day, everything we've talked about really just boils down to this. When you switch from giving a command to asking a polite question, you're not just changing your grammar, you're changing how people see you. You're moving from being demanding to being respected.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. You now have a whole toolkit for making polite requests in pretty much any situation. So, what's one interaction you're going to have tomorrow where you can practice using one of these more thoughtful, more effective phrases?